What's up, guys? It's Sam and Taylor.
And we want you to put your shoes on
Pop open that energy drink
and go.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm just going to give a quick reminder that we're also on YouTube. If we're listening on Spotify or Apple, we are on YouTube. You can watch us sit here and do the thing. It's a really fun time over there. Our setup's really cute. You should go check it out.
Yeah, especially the hand gestures. The hand gestures are a fun time.
Yeah, and like the decor is cute. The chairs are cute. The pictures are cute.
Yeah.
You should, come on. You should just like go over there. Even if you just subscribe, like the videos, it helps a ton. Just wanted to throw that out there in case you didn't know that we're also on YouTube. But today, you want to tell them what we're doing?
Yeah, we are doing a top 10 ways to build more of an independence because you guys seem to really like the listy episodes. So I think it's a good idea to continue on with them. Every now and then, you know, when we do episodes like last week we were solo, this week we're solo. So might as well throw in the list episode in there.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're really valuable. I think it's really easy to like actually take things one by one and like understand them and like remember them rather than just like straight rambling. Just dividing it up. So I think it's going to be a really good one because it's something we get asked a lot since we're both fairly young.
Yeah.
And on our own, even though Sam's like 23, I feel like now the age to be alone is older. Like,
I'm like between the thought of like I'm young, but I also feel old. Like it's the weirdest age gap. I don't know where I lay.
A lot of our friends are older.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I'm a freaking infant.
Yeah.
But
You are.
But most people, I feel like, it's on the older side for when you like transition to being on your own. So I feel like we're fairly young. We did move like basically across the country, halfway across, I guess halfway.
Yeah.
Basically just on our own. So I feel like we're a little bit qualified
To talk about this.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
I feel like we're fairly qualified. But so stay tuned for that. But first, let's go into our life, a little weekend recap.
Weekend recap, baby. My favorite part of the whole episode. I don't even know what the hell we did this past weekend. We didn't really do much.
David was here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't really do much. Taylor did more than me. But this past weekend, we went to, if anyone loves sushi and you missed out on it, I am so sorry, but it was National Sushi Day this past Saturday. So we went to a restaurant and it was like 50% off sushi. And oh my goodness, the platters of sushi across our table.
It was insane.
It was gorgeous. I loved it.
You would think like 20 people were being fed. There were 7 of us. The table was full. Me and Sam shared these tofu bao buns.
They were so
That was one of the best like things I've ever eaten.
We need to go to that place. So there's another one. It's what is it? It's Plow Bao.
Yeah,
It's like a food truck in Austin. But I saw on Instagram, I've never been, that they're closing down for some reason. So I need to go now that I know I like these like bun things. Oh, my mouth's
I've
watering
had
thinking
them
about
before and I wasn't the biggest fan, but these were like top notch. Maybe it was just the place. Maybe the place wasn't doing it the best. These were like amazing. And then my boyfriend was here and he left on Sunday, and yesterday was our 3-year anniversary, but he left before that. So we kind of celebrated on the weekend and we just went out, just the 2 of us. And it was really fun. It's kind of fun to just go out with like just your boyfriend and like fuck around. We just like played games and like danced like stupid. Yeah. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was fun.
No, for sure. So we went out to dinner with like about 7 of our friends, and it was like 50-50 at the table. Like some people wanted to go out, some people didn't want to go out. And I was like, you know what? We got back here after dinner. It was like 7 o'clock and they were going out. They were like, they were going to go get like some drinks. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let them do like their couple thing and let them do that. Like I don't need to tag along for everything. So you guys went, and then I ended up finding out that like a few of our other friends weren't going. So I was like, you know what? This is perfect. Like,
no one else ended up going. And at first I was kind of pissed. I was like, what? Like everyone should come. And then I was like, you know what? He's been here for 10 days and we never did like a going out alone thing.
Yeah.
Like, we never went on like a date. So I was like, okay, I guess this could be fun. We'll go to like a few like random places and then like go out. And like I love the bars with the arcade games. Like we played skee ball and basketball. It's so fun.
I want to go to that once we have like really crappy weather day. I want to go to that Cedar arcade place. There's this one over near Zilker. I can't remember the name of it, but
me neither. But I know what you're talking about.
It's on the water, like on the Lady Bird River, lake, whatever you want to call it. And it's just a full arcade, like adult arcade. And I want to go so bad, but I need to do it on a day where like I know I'm going to be looking for an activity and it's raining.
But you know what? Even if it's not raining, it is hot as shit.
It is hot as shit. But I would.
So
what
an
would you rather?
indoor activity-
Tan or it just depends on the day, I guess.
Yeah, because like sometimes it's just hot, like really hot.
It is really hot. It's been bad. Like yesterday, we were outside by 8 a.m. and I was sweating my ass off.
Dying.
8 a.m.
Dying.
Like I was like, I can't do this. I really cannot do this.
Dying. We were like standing in parking lots, like a parking lot. I was literally like, I told Sam like a little bit into our morning that there was a point I was like, am I gonna pass out?
Oh,
I was like, do I feel dizzy? Like we
And
were
it
like,
wasn't for dehydration. Like trust me, we had drinking our water, we had our food. Like
it
was just hot.
so hot. And like I know I'm from Miami, I know I'm supposed to be used to it, but I think it just hit me like a ton of like I don't know if it's coming off from the winter. I'm like not like used to it, but also in Miami, I feel like I'm just like not standing outside in the summer. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like you just try not to. But yeah, it was hot as shit. So low-key on a day where it's like 105, we could like
Go
inside.
Yeah.
Because even going out is outside. So even if we wanted to like at night,
I know. Yeah.
so many bars are outdoors and it's like
Yeah.
brutal.
We found like not last weekend, the weekend before. We found a good amount of places that were indoors. Though,
Yeah.
and it kind of helped. But
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But that was pretty much the weekend. Like nothing too crazy.
yeah. But I was gonna say we gotta give it a shout out to our girlies that came on the live event.
Oh my god,
That
I
was
totally
so
forgot
much
that we
fun.
did that on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that feels like forever ago.
I know it does. That literally, I was on
Whoa.
cloud. So guys, if you guys know, we did our 1 year anniversary. We did a live podcast. We got the chance to do VIP with a bunch of you guys, meeting you guys one-on-one. And then after the VIP, we went into like a live podcast. And it just felt like, I like how they said it felt like they were just on FaceTime with their friend.
Yeah.
But for us, like after that, it felt so good to put like names to faces and like Instagram users as well too, because like sometimes it's hard to like with Instagram users because you don't actually have like your name in the user.
Yeah.
I'm like who's Butterfly 101? I'm like, oh okay, you're that girl.
No,
But
it was so awesome, and so many of them too were usernames that I do recognize. It's
Yeah.
like being in the DMs, reposting, commenting. So to be like, oh my god, yes, I know that's you. Like I've seen you. Like I know you keep up. I know you're in my DMs. I know you're resharing because I recognize your username. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Like I could have kept. We were like going. Like we could have kept going for like another hour.
I
It was
know.
literally. We'll probably do it again at some point
I
because
want
it was
to.
a really
I
good
was on
time.
Cloud 9,
It
bro.
was such a good time. It was literally just like this, just like a podcast, a catch up, and a Q&A. Like I literally imagine a Q&A episode, but except 10 times more real.
yeah.
Like
Like
because
live Q&A, they asked whatever the hell they wanted to ask. Like
it wasn't recorded, it wasn't put anywhere, and those were like our girls, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know
Our
what I mean?
girlies.
Like this, like those were like our people. It was great.
yeah.
It
That was
great.
it was a fun time.
exclusive content.
It was. I was just like, I remember it was like 9:00 at night for us at least. I don't know. Well, I mean, good people, good chunk of people were in like the Midwest area, but I just went right into my bed after that, had some ice cream, and just was like staring
Yeah.
at the fucking ceiling, like smiling. I was like, that was so fun.
Yeah, it was really fun, and we were nervous because we were like, oh my god, like,
Oh my
what
God.
if like no one talks? Like, what if we're like, do you have questions? And they're like, no.
No,
Like,
they
then
were
what?
like that though. They were like, no, we don't have questions. We just wanted
But
to
in
talk.
the VIP, but they
Yeah.
were like, we just want to talk. So they were still like wanting to talk. But when we did the Q&A, if we were like ask questions,
Yeah.
and they were like silent.
No,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, like
But
it was
really
intimidating.
fun.
It
Yeah,
was intimidating.
but it was it was fun. Like
It
it was
was.
really really fun. You guys have to keep a lookout on the Instagram for our next one. I can't believe I forgot that we did that. That literally feels like ages ago.
I know.
So much has happened in the past like 3 days. I feel like the week has been so busy that feels like literally forever ago. I forgot that it happened.
Yeah.
But it was only like 3 days ago.
We have some exciting, like a few exciting announcements coming the first week of July. One of those obviously being the merch. We're just trying to plan out a time when we're going to go live with the merch drop. And we're going to be out of town because we're going to summer shredding this week. So we're kind of just trying to figure out what we're going to do with that because we need to take a photo shoot for the merch before we can like put them on the site and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to figure that out.
I know you guys are so excited
Yeah.
for it. So even though you guys are like, just put it, you guys are probably like, just put it up. Like, I want the shirt. We just need to get some things done. But like she said, we're going to Houston. So stay tuned for the next episode because that'll be a whole
recap.
Houston recap
Yeah.
of everything that we're doing for summer shredding and like the Raw Gear event. So that'll be a good recap.
Yeah. So, but I think
Yeah.
that's like about it, what we did for the week. Oh, actually, though. What?
What?
I kind of want to talk about the man.
Oh, okay. That's your business to spill.
I know it is my business to spill. Let's just hope that he doesn't listen to the podcast.
He might.
I know. I feel like every guy that I ended up talking to ends up listening to the podcast, and I'm like, fuck. I can't just get in my alone time. No, but guys, I've been making it a thing that I go up to guys at the gym. But last time I went to the gym, not last time I went to the gym, last week I went to the gym. Someone came up to me, and that never happens. And turns out he doesn't even live here, which is kind of unfortunate. But he's fucking driving back to come see me. He's hopping in his car for 12 hours to come hang out with me. I'm like, is this a red flag, green flag? I don't know.
It could really go either way.
It really could go either way. But I'm not going to tell you guys when he's coming. But let's just say that he's coming in the next, 2 weeks or so. And he's just literally coming for a weekend. And then he's driving another 12 hours back home. So I'll keep you guys updated on how this goes. We've been texting. We've been texting every day, just getting to know each other. And it finally came to the point where I'm just like, oh my goodness, I know so much about this man, and I've never actually hung out with you in my life besides talk to you at the gym.
Sam's always like, I'm texting him. Oh, it's so fun.
Oh my God, he just asked me this. He just asked me this.
He wants to FaceTime me.
Fuck, am I that annoying?
No.
But
okay, so I think that's officially all the updates.
yeah, it is.
Now, who is pet of the week? I was gonna say for pity votes because Macro had some allergies.
Oh yeah, bro. Mac's allergies were bad this week. He looked like a high fucking.
He had a little bit of allergies and he looked not so cute. So I was going for pity votes. Give him a little boost.
Yeah, he literally looked stoned for the 2 days. I just woke up one morning and his eyes were literally so red. They were like don't worry, guys. He's fine
good
now.
He's so good. They're back to normal. And he wasn't even like I would say he was sick, but he wasn't
he wasn't.
He was playing. He was running.
No diarrhea. No nothing.
He was so good. It was more just a looks problem. They were just a little irritated.
Yeah, so I got him eye drops. Those
and he's back
wonders.
to normal. He's good as new, healthy boy. But I just feel like for a sympathy vote for I did kind of make fun of him a bit. So
he looked really funny.
Because I was bro, I need to get this fixed, Mac.
I was like, I don't even want to look at you.
It only went on for a day and a half.
I know. I was like, damn, your eyes are fucked.
And then our friend, get this, guys. Our friend was right near our apartment. He happened to be right near us. And he was like, I'm gonna go pick up a Starbucks. Does Mac want a pup cup? And we were like, oh my God, actually, Mac is
he desperately needs
right now. He does need a pup cup, and he brought him a pup cup. He drove.
You literally drove across the city.
A pup cup. So cute. Yeah. So cute. But yeah,
he's our friends.
He's all good as new now. But I just feel for the pity votes, I should make it up to him by calling him ugly.
And Phineas doesn't get it because he's eaten 7 of my straws.
He has this obsession with our silicone straws. It's madness. We tried to do the thing with the tinfoil on the counter, but it didn't work. He didn't, because he doesn't jump from the counter from the floor because he can't do that yet. That's way too high up. He only jumps from the chair, so he just kind of walks on, so the tinfoil doesn't work. So we're trying to figure that out, about how to get him to stop. But the only thing that makes him go on the counter is the straws. The straws are his weakness. It's
literally so annoying. I'll come back and there's just a destroyed straw that I have to throw into the trash. And you guys know I love my straws. So
and I'm like, bro, why? Why these straws? Why? I really don't get it. It's really, really freaking annoying. And he also, so the dresser, I have the low dresser in my room. He never used to go on it, which is weird because he can easily jump on it. It's not high up, but he never jumped on it. So that's my safe area. If I didn't want him to get anything, I put it there. My nice purse was there. Everything's there. My jewelry's there, which worries me because he can probably eat it. There's earrings, little earrings, but he never used to go up there. David's suitcase he put next to it, so it was a staircase. And
so now he knows how to get up.
And he climbed up here. He climbed up the suitcase and was like, "Oh, I can get up here." So now he gets up there, and I'm like, God damn it. I went so many months and he never went up there. And guys, it's not high off the ground. He could jump. It's not, he just never tried. But now he's like, oh, I like it up here. So I'm literally laying in bed. And I can hear that he's over there. And I turn on my lights and I'm like screaming. I'm like, off, no. And he jumps. And then I had to move my purse because I'm like, if I wake up in the morning
And your purse is destroyed.
and you eat my purse,
I'd fucking freak.
oh,
Game
I don't
over.
even know what I'd do. I mean, I'd still love him so much, but I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed. So I was like, this is going in my closet. I was like, this is going away because if you eat my purse, I'm going to be really upset. But, so that's so annoying of him. He really, like, when I saw him, like, climb up the suitcase, I was like, God damn it. It's like all this time of him not going on the dresser. But I think whenever we finally get our new place and go into somewhere different, since it'll be new, maybe he won't.
Yeah, I hope that would be the case.
Maybe he'll be like, this is different, and I don't know like how to do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully
We'll see.
we'll see. What else?
I think that's it.
Our intuitive eating.
Yeah, intuitive eating is going fan-freaking-tastic.
Amazing. I think I'm under eating, but I mean, like, I feel fine, so it's like whatever. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, there's honestly like not going to be really any like negativities toward intuitive eating, honestly, other than maybe my training. Like, I feel weaker one day because maybe I underate the day before. But other than that, like, you're going to hear us be so repetitive with this. I feel like I'm just not really going to check in on it unless I have something really like important to say.
So maybe
about it.
this is our last check-in on our training and eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like summer,
There's
just
just
like
nothing to say.
Yeah, there's really nothing to say, and like it's just like summer. Our goal is literally just to vibe, have a good time with our friends, be out in the sun, be on boats, day drink, all that, and that's kind of like it. So
Yeah, that should be the post, a tweet that says summer goal.
yeah,
Vibe.
yeah, vibe. that's the vibe.
That's literally it, bro. Vibe. Vibe. Like, that's literally
This
it.
is so random,
Summer goal
but
vibe.
Tana Mojo was on someone's podcast like either last week or something, but there was a TikTok of it. And she was like, yeah, no, I'm just vibing. She's like, she got like these butt injections, which I'm like, obviously,
I saw that on
such
TikTok.
bullshit. And I'm like, whatever, Tana Mojo, like, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, that's just you're gonna do it. No one's gonna stop you. And she goes, yeah, I've been going to the gym and I've been doing like an incline or stairs.
She said
elevated stairs.
She said incline stairs. And
Yeah,
I was
vibe.
like,
She goes, vibe.
I was like, what are incline stairs?
Incline stairs vibe. And then everyone in the comments was like, incline stair vibe. Like, we love that. Was an incline stair vibe? I was like, incline stair vibe.
And then the guy was like, would that interfere with your workouts? And she was like, no, it makes it better.
Yeah.
And I was like,
She goes, it really elevates it. I'm like, what? No hate, Tana Mojo. I know you're not going to see
fucking
this,
love
but like,
Tana Mojo.
it's just funny.
but here's the thing with people like that, and I've said this before. She knows that she's saying things like that for people to make fun of her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
she
for sure.
knows she's saying it for that reason. So us being on this podcast and talking about it and laughing about it is
What she wants.
exactly what she wanted. We
Yeah.
literally like fell for it.
Yeah.
Like, we
It's
fell for
fine.
the bait.
It made me laugh. That's
It did
all.
make no, I saw the same video.
She was like dead, like
I saw the
staring at the
same video.
camera with the mic, like dead serious. But like
Yeah.
obviously it's a joke. I was like, okay.
That's so funny for like someone like that to be like, I'm on my health and wellness journey, so I got butt injections and
Yeah.
I do the stairs. Like, what?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But let's get into the episode.
Woohoo!
I'm excited. So I actually need to pop this open up on my phone because we
Yeah.
actually wrote this down on our notes. So bear with me real quick.
So I always also want to say on the YouTube, I feel bad because sometimes I'm like looking at my phone, like let's say there's a guest or like whatever, and it's like it's for notes.
Yeah.
And I feel like people might be like, "Are you just on your phone?"
One day we'll have a whiteboard, don't worry.
I just got the bullet points, so I'm not just like like scrolling. It's notes.
I might be texting my boy though. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so we have these little few notes. They don't really like, they're not in any order. They don't really like necessarily relate to one another. They're their own separate things. There's 10 of them. I'm going to kick it off with the first one because this is my most favorite thing in the whole entire world. And it is to keep promises that you make to yourself. And what this means is it'll boost your confidence, which I think overall boosts your independence. Like, I don't think you could be a totally independent person if you're not confident in yourself. Like, you can't be like scared to be yourself and be independent. I don't think that goes together at all. And to do that, keeping promises you make to yourself basically just means if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise yourself that you're going to wake up at a certain time, do it. If you promise yourself you're going to go to the gym, do it. Whatever it is on a daily basis, keep the promises you make to yourself, because this is something Ed Milet, he's like a motivational speaker. His podcast is great. His stuff is great. But he basically says, like, for you to have confidence in your friend and, like, trust in your friend to do things, if you tell they need to keep their promises to you.
Yeah.
So, like, same thing goes for yourself. Like, if you're constantly breaking promises to yourself, you're not going to trust yourself. You're not going to be confident in yourself. And then how are you going to be on your own if you don't trust yourself or you're not confident in yourself?
Yeah.
So...
And to kind of reiterate before we even like continue on with the episode is like we're well aware that the audience that we have ranges from literally like 15 years old all the way to like 35, 40 years old. So take these things that we're talking about and kind of like adjust them to your age,
right,
where you're at in life. Because obviously for us, I'm 23, she's 21 years old. We're going to kind of talk about like, maybe for me, I'm going to be talking and like reflecting on my time when I was like maybe 20 years old and I was really trying to jump into like that more independent lifestyle. And then obviously for Taylor too,
it could be like college.
Yeah,
it could be getting out of a relationship. It could be trying to find financial independence. It could be literally anything.
You get out of a divorce and you're trying to find the independence in that aspect. So like literally take it how you would based on where you are in your life. It's not going to be like a one-way street based on like age or
they're all pretty general. Like you can put it to anything. It's like basic stuff. So yeah, first one, you need to have trust and confidence in yourself. And I think that's how you build it. You can't keep not trusting yourself. Like to me, it just seems self-explanatory. Like there's no way you'll be successful on your own if you don't think you're capable.
Of course, especially like we cannot say it enough. In order to get like to be successful with anything, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And that's like the same exact thing. So take that, do as you would with it, whatever that is, based on where you are in your life. Number 2 is going to be Google before asking.
This is our favorite
Ladies
thing in
and
the whole
gents,
entire world.
It is so important to advocate for yourself in that aspect because the amount of times, like, I'm not even just going to like say it, like, obviously, like, I get like a lot of like DMs and messages of like really silly, stupid things where I'm like, advocate for yourself, go out there, find the answer yourself and get it done. And this could obviously be done in so many other aspects. I just obviously reflecting based on like things that I get asked kind of every now and then, but this could be anything.
You have the power to find the answer to literally anything. And some things are more complicated and that's when you ask for something else. But if it's something like, I don't even know anything, any basic question of anything in your life, figure it out on your own first. No matter what that is. Maybe it's not even Googling it, but kind of the premise of like, try to figure it out on your own first. Like, let's say it's like, this is such a stupid example, but it just came to me. Building furniture.
Yeah.
Try to do it by yourself. And if you can't figure it out, I was trying to do it. I was using a screw. It didn't work. Then I FaceTime my boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I tried myself and I read the directions first myself, and maybe I don't get it after that, but you gotta like try yourself first. You gotta look it up yourself first. And I'm gonna say something controversial. Not controversial. I don't think it's controversial. So many people say like, there's no such thing as stupid questions.
Oh yeah, there is.
I think there is.
There are so many stupid questions.
I think there literally is. I don't like that saying. This is such an example that I find perfect for this to take it away from our social media. Cause like, I more so get frustrated for others. There's this content creator. She's a good Jewish content creator, and all her stuff is about being Jewish. I don't know. She's always on you guys know who I'm talking about. Whatever. She makes videos. Like, she has answers to every single thing about her religion. Every single thing. Why she eats the way she does. She has it all. They're in playlist. They're organized. They're well thought out videos. And people still ask, like, what does like kosher mean? Which is like
oh my goodness.
And
Stuff
it's like
that pisses
she
me off.
has a whole playlist about minute-long videos, scroll of every single thing that means. And she'll be like, no questions are stupid questions. And I'm like, no, that is a stupid question because figure it out.
Yeah.
Like she posted it for you, figure it out. Even if you don't want to go to her page, Google it.
Yeah.
Google's great.
With especially like our content too, like I'm not here to complain, but like if it's something as simple as like yesterday I posted a Princess Polly post and literally the caption is blatant day that like the post is for Princess Polly. It's a full haul and someone asks, can you link the shoes? And I'm like, come on.
They're
like,
Princess Polly.
They're Princess Polly. The whole photo is Princess Polly sponsored. There's a whole YouTube video that I literally took the time of day to post.
And the links are in
the links are in the description box.
Yeah.
Like, advocate for yourself. And I'm not here to complain, but it's just like, it goes with everything.
And it's not necessarily, it's tips for you if you do that, because you need to be
advocating for
self-sufficient.
Yes,
you need to like, and it's like sometimes, like I said, you're gonna need to ask. You can't find it, whatever. But like, I know me, if I want the link to someone, I will search every single highlight they have.
Yeah.
Before I maybe, even if it's like a friend, before I send a text that says, "Can you send me the link to where you got this?"
Yeah.
I will search every highlight. I will look. So I just think Google before you ask questions. Look it up. Try to do it, because you should be able to try to be like, hey, I'm capable of doing this myself, and I don't need someone else to like always explain really basic things to me that you can watch a YouTube video on. You can Google search. It's not hard.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry if that was tough love, but
it really is tough love. And some of y'all who are pretty fucking sensitive are gonna be like, oh my god, they're such bitches. But at the end of the day, like, every content creator is going to say this, that like there are stupid questions out there. Like, and it's Kenzie Vance, for example, she talks about this all the time on TikTok. Like, she'll like respond back to a comment, be like, this is so like such a stupid question, but like it's because of the way she built her brands that she's okay with able to like talk like that. But the second I talk like that, I'm a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not fair. So let me be able to like kind of say these things and not come off as a bitch.
But here's the thing. I feel like we talk a lot about relating it to content creation because that's what we do. But there's also a million other things where this applies. So I can rant about this forever. In school, for example, in high school, something that really, really, really bothered me. Let's say the teacher writes on the board, open to page 100. And the kid next to you goes, what page?
Yeah.
It's on the board.
Yeah.
Like, that would piss me off to know. Like, that's a stupid question.
Yeah.
She wrote it. Like, why are you asking me? You could have looked, you could have figured it out. Or someone being like, what was the homework? Well, you didn't pay attention in class. Like, you need to like try to get answers for yourself.
Independence starts right in middle school, high school.
It would piss me off to no end of someone writing on the board like, homework due Tuesday, and someone being like, when's the homework due? I'm like, can you read?
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes for literally every life circumstance, not just like DMs. Everything. But, okay, number 3. I'll put that one to bed. That gets me heated. Sorry. Take time alone if you need it, and that may mean putting a pause on certain relationships. This is a touchy subject for me because I had to go on a little break in my relationship. But things like that can be necessary.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to mean like a break up. Like, it could be a break. Like Taylor went through a break. Like, for me at least, I feel like I say this in the sense of like a breakup, like end it. I went through a time in my life where I went through 2 relationships back to back of 3 years. And I wish I was able to go back in time and tell myself, Sam, do not get into that second relationship. You need time to like grow independently, as this podcast is, and figure out who you are as an individual and grow. Because my high school relationship went into college, and I could have learned so much about myself if I was alone in college and wasn't relying on like constantly texting my boyfriend, wanting to go home to see him, and like actually wanting to make like my own friends. So it is important to realize that I don't know. You can go on your part and then I'll keep ranting.
Okay, you can let that like come to you. So yeah, mine's pretty self-explanatory, and I don't want to like dive too much into it because it's like, it was kind of just self-explanatory. Like, for me, it was like take a little bit of time because I wasn't sure like what I needed, so I kind of just had to be selfish in that moment. But I also want to point out it goes a lot for friends too. I had friends that like at the end of high school were my really close friends, but I realized like being so connected to someone, especially that's kind of like dragging you down. Like, let's say you're trying to grow, you're trying to be independent, like you're doing your thing, and someone is maybe doing the opposite. It's really hard to grow when you're so closely tied to someone that's not aligning with what you want your future to be as you grow independent, especially when we're talking about transitioning from either high school to college or college to the like adult world.
Yeah.
And that might seem mean, but like if you don't align with someone, it's okay. I think that friendships are only for times in your life. I think that's totally okay. Like, it's not like you have to have a fight. It's not like you have to wish anyone anything bad. Like, it's just you drift with certain people through different times. I think that's okay. That's something like I had to do, and because I just don't align with people that I used to be really close friends with, and it was kind of a decision I had to make where it was like, this doesn't like fit with me right now.
Especially at that age, everyone's trying to figure themselves out. So like at that age, everyone is gonna get along. You know what I mean? Like everyone gets along, but now that you're like older, people are more mature, like you kind of find the people that you actually vibe with and that you want to spend genuine time with. So it definitely gets different as you get older. So it is important, like even if you have like those high school friends or college friends, when you're making that transition either from high school to college or college to the real world, like trying to really evaluate that really short in between time and figure out like who those genuine friendships are that you want to continue on with, and who the ones are that like you don't want to continue to waste the time of like forcing a friendship with.
Yeah, especially like I said, when they're dragging you down in a way, like it is hard. Like it's hard to be, because when you're in high school or college or like in a school setting, I guess I could just say in a school setting, you already have such a common interest. Like you're going to be in the same place, same times every day. You're going to be on campus in class. Like you're always going to see them. But then when you don't have that anymore, it's like, okay, what are you like, what time are you waking up? What are you doing throughout the day? Like how many times do you go out? How much do you work? What do you spend your time doing? That, like all that stuff, like I think is like amplified more because you're not just in the same place for the same hours every day like you used to be. It's like you have full control over your days, and that could really like, I feel like, distance people when you realize like, okay, wait, when we're not on the same schedule and not forced to be in the same class every single day, what are we actually doing?
Yeah, let's also like glamorize the fact that like the older you get, the less friends you're gonna have, and that's totally okay.
That's totally
like
fine.
When I was in high school, college, like I had big friend groups. And I loved that. Obviously, it was nice. It was fun. Like, parties were 10 times more fun because you'd go to a place and you knew absolutely everyone. But now at this age, like, I have a small group of people that I actually vibe with, and that's totally okay. And even when I get older, like, when I have my family, like, my friend group, my circle is going to be so much smaller because I'm going to be really wanting to, like, put my time and effort into myself and my family. And it's not going to go into my friendships as much. So, like, it just continues to get smaller. So be okay with the fact that, like, oh my goodness, like, a year ago I had all these friends, but now this year, like, I only have maybe 2. That's okay.
Yeah, and especially just that not everyone has to be your best friend.
Exactly.
Like, maybe they went from someone that you spend every waking moment with to someone you see a few times a month. Like, and that's, like, all good if it's for the betterment of like you. Like, it's okay to be selfish in the fact that you do get to pick what relationships like carry the most weight in your life, and that's not a bad thing. Romantic or friendship or whatever it is.
Yeah, agreed. Number 4, this is kind of like going off of like number 2, but also speaking up for yourself. And this can be like in any like social setting,
a business setting, really like advocating for yourself and how you feel. Like, don't be afraid to speak up, because like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Like, for example, like work. If you think that you're getting like overworked or you're not getting paid enough, like speak up for yourself, because like, what's the worst that's going to happen with that? They say no. Okay, I would rather get the no than be sitting back in the back of my head wondering what they would have said if I ever did say something. And if you want to speak up that bad, that means you're not happy. So God forbid they like let you go. Well, you weren't happy there anyways.
Yeah.
Because clearly there was something that you really wanted to speak up about and really wanted to say and couldn't. So you might as well be somewhere where you're happy. And you don't want, if you don't do that, then you're just like I don't know the word, like I don't want to say like a follower, but let's say in a business setting, like you are just a little like thing for the company. You're just part of the company, like rather than being like yourself and being like, I'm valued for like me and what I do and my work and my work ethic, not just like I make money for the company and I sit here.
Yeah. This is a prime, obviously we work for ourselves, but this is a prime example. Like, we just got off a call with a company that we want to work with in the fitness industry, and we made it very clear with them that like, we are our brand, and we don't want like our followers or anyone looking at us and being like, okay, you are this brand's influencer, athlete, whatever it is. Like, no, you are the individual and you work for them, but that's not your whole life. So it's important to understand that like, you need to get the benefit out of whatever job you have. It's not just a one-way street. So like, I'm trying to like put this into like whatever
real world example, like a corporate
like
example.
a corporate job or just like something like.
I mean, I feel like there's different. I see TikToks about it all the time, like with Zoom and work from home.
Yeah.
Of people being like, "Oh, can you like keep doing this tonight?" And someone's like, "Nope, I stopped working at 5 p.m." And like the girl's like, "No."
Yeah.
Like no, I can't. I will do it tomorrow. Like being like, "No, I'm not work. Like I'm just because you work from home. Like, oh, can you just like do it on your laptop today?" And she's like, "No."
Yeah, so here's actually a prime example. My dad does investments. He works completely from home, and he's constantly on calls all day, all day, all day. He has a bunch of clients, and an example is his clients will call him after hours. Like, it will be literally like 6:30 at night when I would be home, and my dad would get a call from a client, and then my dad would have to get up, leave dinner, and be on the phone with a client for 45 minutes. So one thing that my dad did was he advocated for himself. He spoke up and told all of his clients that if they're going to call after hours, they're going to get charged.
Voicemail.
What?
Voicemail.
Yeah. No, yes, voicemail. Or if my dad does answer, they're going to get charged time and a half for the after hours.
Period.
So speak up for yourself.
Yeah, because I feel like this is the word I was looking for. You don't want to be anyone's bitch.
Yeah.
That's like the word I was looking for. Like you don't want to be anyone's bitch. And let me tell you, sneakily, without you knowing it, people try to do that. Like, people try to do that without you really knowing right away. Because if you're someone, like me, I see the good in people all the time. My boyfriend doesn't. My boyfriend's like fucked it. My boyfriend does not see the good in anyone. Not in like a bad way. In like a don't trust anyone right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like and I'm like, no, they're nice. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like that's more like me. And guess what? They'll make you your bitch. They'll make you their fucking bitch, which is upsetting, but it's the truth. So I hate confrontation, but in the last year, like I've definitely got better at speaking up for myself and being like, I want to be paid this. I want to do this. I'm not doing it if it's like this. This needs to change, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's helped me a lot in being kind of going back to the first one, more confident in myself.
Yeah. So it's important, whether it's a job aspect or a friendship aspect, to speak up for yourself, or even like if you're feeling a type of way and you're in like a social setting, maybe like something happened, maybe that your girlfriend didn't like, your boyfriend didn't like, speak up about the fact that maybe you didn't like that. Okay. Like, I know there's been like time, not like recently, but like back in the day when like things would happen, or like I would have like a group, I would be sitting with like a group of my girlfriends in college, and like they would say something like maybe nasty about somebody, or I would see them comment something on like a negative on someone's like TikTok, which is real-time story that happened. And I did not like the fact that they were doing that. So I wish I spoke up in those times, being like, hey, stop like talking like that, or hey, stop being so negative, or just like anything. Cause like that will also reflect on you. And then you feel like what they're doing is like okay,
right?
So
you're just like letting things slide.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then that like starts being your character as well.
Yeah,
because you're okay with it.
A kind of backstory too on that too is like I had a really, really good girlfriend in college, and this was at the time when I wasn't even using TikTok. I was just kind of using it just to use it, and I was following a lot of like big creators like Charli D'Amelio, Olivia Ponton, like all of them. And my like best, like one of my good friends from college was commenting like mean girl like comments on like big creator stuff, and I was like,
so I would never.
I literally I unfollowed like, because we were already out of college. Like this was during quarantine. I just was like, you know what, I'm like, this is not the energy I need. I was just like, especially for me, like I knew I wanted to start doing social media, and she's commenting like mean shit on like other girls' stuff. I was like, big red flag. We're not talking to you anymore.
That's like sticking up for yourself and being your own person. And you being like,
but I wish I did. I wish I did like say like, I've seen you comment these things like on her stuff, just to like, because maybe if you do say something about how you're feeling, maybe that will help reflect on them, and they'll maybe realize like, okay, what I'm doing isn't okay.
And it's not like you need to be mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucked up. I'd low key be mean to someone, like not be mean to someone, but like that's really messed up. Like if you comment like troll comments on people's stuff, that's literally disgusting.
Yeah, and it was like, I was like, you're my like friend. Usually troll comments.
Gross.
Most of the time, I would say like 50% of the time, troll comments are like burner accounts, but like this was her real account. I was like, what the fuck?
That's like super disgusting. But like, just like like it could be like totally friendly conversation. We're not saying like yell at anybody.
No,
just like speak up for yourself. Write a nice text, nice little phone call. Stick up for yourself. Let's get this rolling. Number 5. Embracing your alone time and find things that make your alone time comforting and fun. This could be alone time. Alone time is like on a spectrum. We can be talking about going to the grocery store by yourself, or we can be talking about like going to another country alone. Alone time, I feel like, is such a spectrum. And you start small. Like,
I was just going to say that.
Like, if you're not comfortable, maybe, like, going to the grocery store by yourself. That could be a really big, like, test for you to be like, okay, I'm going to go by myself to the grocery store and make it fun. I love doing certain things where I get to, like, wear my AirPods, listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
To me, that's, like, a good time. Like, when I lived at home, now we grocery shop together, obviously. But at home, I'd go by myself, put my headphones in, do my grocery shopping. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah. One thing that I will say is, like, I definitely kind of remember back, like, working my way into doing stuff like that, because I was always just so dependent on, like, either my family or my boyfriend or just my friends in college, because I was just always with people, like, whether it was sport teams or just anything. And I just remember I needed to start to learn to be more comfortable with having, like, nights in by myself. Like, I absolutely hated Friday night, no plans. I hated it. I could not do it. I needed to be doing something, or else, like, I didn't feel fulfilled in a sense if I was alone. So, like, one of those things that I really worked on was not going out and just spending alone time in my bed, or getting like maybe a pint of ice cream at the grocery store and going back, just like doing things on my own, like during like really busy social nights. And that's the first step that I took. And then it kind of worked into like doing other things, like going to get Sweetgreens. I used to be like a fiend for, well, I still am a fiend for Sweetgreens, but in college I was a fiend for Sweetgreens. I would go all the time by myself. So it's just like working into those like small things.
And it's hard if you're coming out of a place, like I was very like lonely. So for me to get okay with my alone time, I needed to like be more social. And now I like alone time. Like I used to hate alone time because I was lonely.
Yeah.
But now I love alone time because like you're so drained that I'm like, I want to watch TV.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Face mask. Like I want to like chill. Like I don't want to be like just like out and dealing with like other people. Like sometimes you just want to be alone.
Yeah.
And it feels really good when you're putting your all into, let's say, a work week or like 1 or 2 events with friends for a week, and then really like having a good time in that time off that you have.
Yeah. It is important to like, especially in college, where it's like you're with people 24/7. You got roommates, you got class, maybe you're on a sports team, whatever it is. And like really understanding like, wait, when was the last time I was alone? Because, like, I know for a while, like, there was no time where I was alone. I was just constantly with people.
I cannot relate.
Oh, like, I just, like, never was alone. Like, if I'd come back to my apartment, there'd be a bunch of people, not in my apartment, my dorm room, there'd be a bunch of people in my dorm room. So, like, that was a time where I kind of really realized that, like, fuck, like, I need out. So, like, I went abroad. Like, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, like we're going. And that's where we move into like the bigger picture, and I just full sent it and I went abroad. And this was also like a few months before I had actually broken up with my ex-boyfriend, so I really didn't know what to do. I was I was so reliant on him and like all the people I was surrounded with. So I was like, full send it, we're just doing a complete like 180 with my life, and we're going across the country alone, and we're gonna see how I do with it. And it was the biggest
Across the world.
What did I say?
Across the country.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't go across the country. I went across the world. And it was the biggest self-growth time period of my entire life. Like, I don't think I would be the person I am today without, like, experiencing that entire thing.
That's how I feel about, like, going when I was in college and I was alone. I was alone 24/7. I'm not even kidding. I was literally alone 24 hours, 7 days a week while I was at that school. The only talking I would do is to my boyfriend on FaceTime. It sounds really sad. It was. But my point, I guess in a way, like, it was beneficial because it made me so okay with, like, I'd eat at the dining hall alone. Do you know how many people are, like, terrified of that?
Yeah.
I would eat at the dining hall by myself. I would go to the library, grab Starbucks alone. I would walk to class alone. I would do, like, all of that by myself. And it made me, like, really okay with being by myself. And I think in the long run, it probably did do me pretty good in life, rather than people that just like are clung to certain groups that are eventually going to leave the groups. Then it's like, fuck, what do I do? But like, I was thrown into the wolves. It was just me. It was me alone in my podcast.
Yeah, especially like, so we kind of have like 2 different aspects with it, but like, at least for myself, when it came to like, and I'm not saying you all need to fucking travel
go to Australia.
Travel across the country, but like, even if you just go on, like, it's summertime now, go on a trip by yourself. I know this seems a little dangerous, but maybe go somewhere where like it's very safe. Whether you just take like a road trip, like for me, I'm from Massachusetts. Maybe you take a road trip down to Cape Cod, stay in an Airbnb or something by yourself right on the beach, like something quick, easy, whether it's a weekend trip, week trip, whatever it is. But just like spending alone time, it helps so much, and you just learn so much about yourself. And that's why we'll get into like the very end of the podcast where we talk about like moving out and also learning about yourself. But I definitely recommend starting that small, so that way when you're ready for the big picture to move out, you're ready for that.
Yeah, something I wish I did in high school. Like, I didn't have, like, let's say, like, friends weren't around, so I just stay home all day. But, like, I had a car. Like, I could have gone to the beach. Like, just me. Like, why did I not do anything because my friends could have come? I could have gone to the beach. I live in fucking Miami. Why didn't I go to the beach? Like, I could have done so many things by myself, and I would stay home just because my friends couldn't come. I wish so badly that I went by myself to the beach more. That seems like the most peaceful, relaxing thing of all time, and I never did it.
I used to go on my boat by myself, and I wouldn't even take it out because like I would I don't know, driving a boat by yourself and then also like anchoring it and also docking it. It's a lot. So what I would do is I would just drive over to my boat and just go tan on my boat for the day. I'd bring a sandwich. I just was about to say a book, but that's fucking a lie. Like, Sam, slap yourself in the face for about to lie to your audience, because that's not the case.
That sounds like such a vibe.
No, but like I would bring a sandwich. I would bring like whatever necessities I needed, and I would just sit on my boat for the day. And that's like was my like alone time.
Yeah, but like it's just like alone time is fun. Like, even just being home, like cleaning by yourself is fun. Like organizing is fun. Watching a TV show is fun. Like that kind of stuff. It's a good time, and it doesn't have to be negative.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I have to pee really bad.
You have to pee really bad. Okay, we could take a break.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, and then number 6. Be your own support system. I thought of this one right away because it is so important not to rely on others when it comes to like emotional support. I used to think, especially when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, like that I needed to go cry to other people about it in order to get kind of like a validation over the fact that like, yes, I'm emotional and yes, it's going to be okay. Like I needed that self-reflection in that time, whereas like I should have just been like crying to myself and like healing on my own and not like relying off of other people. Because I forget what podcast I was listening to. Yes, I'm a podcast girl now. But
host a podcast for a year, finally listens to one.
I know. I think it was definitely Call Her Daddy, and it was just like a breakup episode. And I'm like, why am I listening to this? I haven't been through a breakup in like years. But one thing that I like self-reflected on was like, holy shit, like I never took the time to like actually like heal on my own. I always was relying off of my friends to be there for me to tell me it was okay.
Right.
And it's like, at the time, like your own mind, you're not going to be able to tell yourself that it's okay. And then even hearing it from someone else, like you're not going to be able to be like, oh yeah, you're right. It's okay. I'm going to stop crying now. And then it's going to come to the point where your friends are just going to be like, I cannot help you anymore. Like I've said it enough. And that's literally what happened with me and one of my good friends is like the friendship took like a really rocky road because like I was just so reliant on her to like kind of validate the fact that I was going to eventually be okay.
That's kind of, I like relate to that a lot because I went through a lot and it did take a toll on my relationship when I really wasn't like okay and going through a hard time. It really took a toll on my relationships bad because I was just kind of dumping everything onto them. And obviously you're going to have people that you want to go to, but the key thing here is like most of the time, like obviously I cry to my boyfriend. Don't get me wrong. I do all the time. Yeah. A lot. Not as often as before because I took steps on my own to fix it. Started going to the gym, started making sure my eating habits were better because if you're sad and upset and you're not freaking eating, that's contributing so much. So taking the steps to work out, make sure my eating habits were better. Start going to therapy. And yes, therapy is another person, but it's not like a person in your life. I feel like therapy is like you took a step in your own hands to like do something to fix it, and therapy is like a person not related to your life. You're literally just like talking to them to like vent. To me, that's still personal.
Yeah, when you reach out to a therapist or you actually advocate for the fact that you know you need a therapist, that's like a big win because now you're understanding that you actually like need the help. Taylor just spilled coffee.
I just spilled coffee on myself, so you saw that. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I'm like trying to be serious. I'm like, yeah. Therapy. Okay. Yeah, I just spilled coffee on myself. But anyways, yeah. So I still see that as a personal win because you're not just going from like, okay, this thing with this person made me sad, so I'm just gonna, instead of actually fixing it, I'm just gonna mask it by going to this other person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe it's not even things that made you sad, but like being like, oh, let's say you put an outfit and you have to ask your friend, like, does this look good? Mm-hmm. Why can't you just be like,
yeah, you look fucking amazing.
I look great.
Yeah. No, seriously.
So there's like two sides of it. So that's like the sad part, but also when you have a win, you don't need to like rely on people. Let's say you do something that makes you so fucking proud. You don't need to like rely on other people saying I'm proud of you. Yeah. Or like tell other people that you look good. Like, bitch, put on an outfit and be like, I'm great. I'm amazing. I can hype myself up the same way I can make myself unset. Like, I can also just hype myself up even if I'm not sad. Just be like, hey, look good, without having to like send a picture in a group chat and being like, should I wear this? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Bitch, wear it.
This is like a big thing too. Now that I'm like so reflecting on like my past relationship, because when I was in that relationship, I would go to him for everything in terms of like the emotional support, am I pretty enough? Am I skinny enough? Am I like making you happy? Like what can I do to like make it known that like I'm trying to be my best self for you? Whereas it should be the other way around, where you're trying to be your best self for your own. Yeah, you're for yourself. Self. I can say that like 10 times. But it's important to realize that if you're in a relationship, that you are trying to do things for you. And it can be really hard. It gets masked so much when you're in a relationship. Like if you were to tell me when I was in my relationship that I would be talking about this right now, saying this is how it was, no. I would have been like, no, this is normal. This relationship is fine. Like I can cry to him all I want. I can ask for validation of my outfit, if I'm skinny enough, if just all of these things. And that's just not normal. It's not okay.
Yeah, you need to be strong enough to be able to, exactly what you said, be your own support system, be your own hype woman. Be strong enough to just deal with things on your own, no matter it could be something as deep as like going through a depression or something as stupid as picking out an outfit. But like you should be, for most of your days, just be able to do it on your own.
Yeah.
And just be confident in the decision that you made. Like if you're like, I'm going to wear this dress, just wear it. Don't send a picture in the group chat. Don't ask people if you should like buy it. Buy it if you like it.
Yeah.
It sounds so simple, but little things like that add up in your life to be able to just make decisions.
I remember too, when I was in my like going through my breakup, I remember literally saying to my like good friend that I was like pretty much just like pouring everything out to, and just being like, you need to be now my support system because my other support system is gone. And I remember saying like, I can't be alone. Like I literally said that to her, and I was like, I cannot be alone. I need to be with you right now. Like, can I come over? But it's like at the same time, I was like, why couldn't I have been alone? Like I couldn't cry by myself. Like I just needed to be with other people. Now, like looking back on that, knowing that I said that, that's like huge red flag that I couldn't spend time by myself healing.
And there's so many cheesy things that people say to do about this stuff that like don't like knock it till you try them. Like going to therapy, journaling, doing like affirmations for yourself, reading certain books, like whatever it is, like do shit that's gonna make you like feel better about yourself and actually like, heal on your own, and try all those things first and like put effort into them before you just resort to like trauma dumping on other people.
Yeah.
Because also, if you're going to someone with all your problems, people have their own problems.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult if you're constantly doing that and relying on other people, because like I said, it really takes a toll on your relationship because they have their own issues.
And then they feel like they can't even talk about it with you because you have all your stuff that you're trying to dump on them, and you just feel like you're just like splattermouthing everything to them, and they can't talk about a single thing about themselves. So
yeah, I feel like we like covered that one pretty good.
Yeah.
You got to hype yourself up. Number 7, understand what are the controllables in your life, what you can control, and control them. Everything else, you gotta be okay with the fact that you can't control it. You gotta be okay with the fact, I'm trying to think of like things you can't control. Like
the fucking weather. Like you
I
can't
was
control-
just gonna say that.
No, but like seriously.
I was just gonna say, it's a rainy day, you're staying home all day.
Yeah.
You're snowed in. Oh, you can't drive on the roads are icy. What are you gonna do? Have a panic attack so you have to be alone?
Yeah.
Or like, okay, control what you can control. What can you do at home right now that you can do? You can clean, you can organize your closet.
Another one is like plans falling through. Like say you had plans to go watch a movie with a bunch of friends or just go to dinner with a bunch of friends. Say the plans fall through and then you're all dressed up, you're ready to go, and now you're kind of in a panic because like you you wanted to go, you had those plans. Why can't you go by yourself somewhere to pick up food? Why can't you
take a picture?
Yeah, why can't you go take an
Instagram picture?
We are the queens of doing that.
Get a Bluetooth clicker and fuck it up. Also, control what you can control, in the fact that, like, let's say you're like, this is something I need to take my own advice back in the day. But if you're like, oh, there's no plans this Saturday, reach out.
Yeah. Reach out. Yeah.
See what's going on? Like,
exactly.
you can control if you ask someone, and if my family's still listening to this, they're like, we told you to do that. Okay, I know it's hard in the moment, okay? I know it's not easy if you're, like, really, 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 like, deep in the dumps. But if it's, like, something simple and it's like, oh, like, no one's made plans, okay, so ask.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard.
I used to think I was the biggest inconvenience when I would ask people if I could come do something with them or if they wanted to do something with me. But now I'm like, fuck it. Everyone, like, I was so in my head when I used to think like that. Like, the fact that I used to think that, like, well, I mean, back in the day, people are super dramatic and, like, catty and stuff. So maybe they actually thought like this. But I used to be like, oh, like, I'm not going to bother asking them if I can come to the pregame because they probably don't even like me. Well, why would they be my friend if they didn't actually like me, you know? So just getting out there and, like,
like, you can't control what happens, like, when they respond, but you can try.
Yeah,
that's fully in your control.
So.
And there's so many other things that now I can think of about this. Like, I was just thinking, like, let's say we were talking about work and you're like, oh, like, I want to do all this stuff, but, like, I can control the fact that work starts at 8 a.m. and I have to go and, like, I hate my job. Okay, you have full control of all the hours before 8 a.m. What, like, morning routine are you gonna do?
Yeah,
like, make a good coffee, like, make sure your space is clean, make a pretty breakfast, like, do things that, like, make you happy in your life, because I feel like that helps with, like, independence, is just being, like, content and happy with what you're doing. So it's like, yeah, you can't control the fact that you kind of have to go to a job you don't really like and it starts at 8 a.m. because, like, you have to pay bills, right? You gotta go. But, like, what do you wake up at 6?
Yeah, like, make the most of the other routine. Time you have.
You are in control of more of your life than you think. And most importantly, you are in control, not anyone else. Even if it feels like you don't have much control in your life, you literally have the most control of everything you do. You control where you go, what you say, what you think.
Especially we're right now saying things that you want to do. What about the things you don't want to do?
Yeah.
Say someone wants you to do something for them, or there's these plans to go out or something. You don't have to go to those. Like, you can be alone. Like, it's totally okay to be alone. And they're not going to think, like, oh my God, like, this girl, like, she doesn't want to hang out with us. It's just, they're going to learn that, like, the more time you're not really going to these things is just the more that they're starting to realize that you're okay with being alone. Like, I used to think that I used to have to go to all of these things, all these, like, friend gatherings, whatever the hell you want to call them, or else I wouldn't fit in anymore. Like, I was going to be, like, missing out on, like, all the fun times, and, like, I still get FOMO sometimes, but, like, just, like, feeling like if in order to fit in, I had to be where the plans were.
Yeah, and that's something I've realized a lot, like, recently too, especially, like, I feel like we both have, in terms of, like, maybe certain things, like, people we hang around, like, events, like, we choose to go and not go to anymore. Like, I've been very adamant. Like, there's things I tell Sam, I'm like, I don't want to go to that.
Yeah.
I literally don't want to go, don't care to go. Like, will I feel a little FOMO in the moment? Yes. But half the time, if it's something, like, you know, when it's something you've gone to before, and, like, you know, kind of, like, the similar things can happen. In the moment, I'm like, what if I have FOMO? And it's like, you've been to it before. What are you missing? Like, you know how it goes, like, whatever. Like, there's been times where we tell our friends, like, no, we're not going out, like, this weekend, like, we don't want to go, and it's like, maybe it was gonna be so fun. Okay, it wasn't gonna be that fun. Like
the next weekend should be fun.
Like, it wasn't gonna be that fun. We were gonna be tired, or, like, feet were gonna hurt a little bit, we were gonna sweat, and then we're gonna go home. Like, it's really not anything crazy. Like, it's okay to, like, literally just be like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I can control today, and you get to literally be in the driver's seat and pick what you want. You're the main character.
Exactly. Main fucking character.
You're the main character.
Always.
Like, you literally control. Right now, if I wanted to, I can get up and leave.
Yeah. Peace.
Take my stuff and I'm out. But, like, you're in control of anything you want to do.
Yeah, it is true. And I wish I knew that maybe five years ago. I didn't have to walk in other people's footsteps. So, number 8, try to constantly be learning. This is such an important one because you're never going to, like, actually get out there and experience things unless you're doing them. Like, a prime example is, like, me with my fucking debit card and credit card. Like, I would have no fucking clue how to like do those things if I didn't just start doing it. Like you need to really like get yourself out there to learn, to experience it all. Like another prime one is fucking taxes. Like I would not know a single damn thing about that stuff if I wasn't actually advocating for myself with those and like reaching out to somebody about it, about just learning more about it.
Yeah, because it's like you're not going to be okay with like the person you were and the knowledge you had when you were like 16 compared to when you're like 22.
Yeah.
Like you need to be open to like learning new things and experiencing new things and learning maybe what you did before that was wrong. And like just, it's like so self-explanatory, I feel. Just like learning more things and becoming a well-rounded individual and being open to hearing new things. For me, my favorite way of doing that is podcasts. You guys know I talk about this getting confidential, but the reason I like that podcast is because I learn so much for it. I listen to a lot of bullshit podcasts that talk about nothing, but I learn so much valuable information from that podcast, whether it's health, money, business, mindset. I learned so much from that podcast that I take with me in my day-to-day life. So find something that you like every day. Some people do like, I don't know, I feel like there's apps that like give you a notification every day where like it like teaches you something, or like books, or like whatever it is. I think it's so beneficial to just keep like growing as a person and like be open to the fact that you're still growing. Because if you don't look back at things you did or said a year ago and you don't cringe, then you didn't learn it. Like we're gonna look back on this podcast when we're 3 years into the podcast and be like, God, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna learn so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is a good point. Like even from now, like from a year ago, like I'm like looking back on the podcast, I'm like, oh my goodness. So
like
bad.
my YouTube videos right now, I'm like, that was such a good video. In like 3 months, I'm gonna be like cringe.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna learn like a way to edit like this, like a way I like to be filmed better, like a lighting I like whatever it is, we're gonna learn. Like we're gonna learn how to make these microphones sound better, because clearly like we still don't really, but we're gonna like, we're doing it every day. Like we like, you're going to learn every day and you need to be open to it that you don't know everything.
Exactly. You can't think you're like a know-it-all and you're like, you have the right answer to everything. Like be open to like hearing from others, learning from others, or even like in kind of the sense that what she was saying, like something that has happened in the past, like admit to the fact that what you did was wrong and just learn from it.
Yeah. Like I just said, reaching out to people, so easy. I literally did not. I should have and I could have. And now, because it doesn't always have to be like factual learning.
Yeah.
But just learning, even just like how to be a better person. Like I realize now in college, I really could have reached out to more people than I did. And in the moment, it felt like that was not an option. And I don't like hate myself for it. Like I know how I felt and I know it felt very real. But looking back, I know I could have. But you know, everything happens for a reason. Now I'm here. So it's fine. But like learning even in that sense, like whether it's like factual learning, like literally like taxes and debit cards, or just learning about your personality as a person and like growing as a human. You just need to be open to learning things.
Yeah. And that kind of works us into number 9, and number 9 being take help when you need it. And when you get into whatever point in your life when you're trying to learn, if you've approached now that independent aspect and you have gotten to every point of learning that you possibly can on your own, it's okay to reach out for help or seek help from others, especially if that's like their specialty and they know exactly what you need the help with.
Because I feel like once you think you've like made it, you feel like you're a burden or you feel like you're failing. Like let's say something like me and you're older than me. Like you've been out of college, you've had a real job, you've moved, like you have 3 years of life on me, 2.5, whatever it is. So it's like there's things that I'll like, let's say tell my boyfriend, I'm like, I just like don't get how to do this, like I don't get how to do it. And he'll be like, ask Sam. And I'm like, no, but like I can figure it out. And he's just like, or just ask. Like it's not like like, or just ask her. And I'm like, no, I can figure it out. Like I'm like, I can figure it out. Like I'll watch a million YouTube videos about how to do like this before I like taxes or like whatever. And it's just like, or just like ask. Or like, oh my God, what happened? I was charging my car. It was a huge fiasco. Okay. I didn't realize my battery was low. I was like, there's a supercharger. It didn't fit my car. It was a whole issue. Okay. None of the chargers worked. I was having a freaking panic attack. It's 100 degrees. I'm sweating my ass off. Okay. I'm not going to get into it, but it was brutal. I called David. It's my go-to. Can you tell? I do this a lot. And he's like, call your dad. And I'm like, no. And he's like, call your dad. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, he will tow your car. Like, call your dad. Like, you have AAA. Like, they can call a tow truck. It's not going to cost you anything. Call your dad. And I'm like, I'm not going to call my dad. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
But little did I know. So my dad is like, his name had to be on my car too for me to buy the car, whatever. So my car alerts me when like battery's low, whatever. I get like text or stuff. I get notifications. Well, I get notifications, and I guess my dad gets text. So when I'm freaking out, being like, I don't want to tell my dad's getting text saying like, battery low, battery low. So I call my dad. This is Father's Day. Once I figure it out and I get to a working charger, I'm calm. I call my dad. He's like, what's going on with your car? And I'm like, this guy knew all along. And I was trying to be like, I'm not going to call my dad. He knew. He gets texts like my car is texting him being like, battery low, like plug in. And he was like, I was just about to call you and ask like, what was going on with the car.
That's funny as fuck.
He knew the whole time. So it's just like I get stubborn like that and being like, no, I don't want help because I feel like I'm like failing. But once you Google and you try, then it's okay to ask. You're not like a failure.
Yeah. So take that with like a grain of salt too, because we were literally just talking about like at the very beginning of this podcast to advocate for yourself and go out there, Google some things. So understand like the balance of the two.
It's just that you're not failing. Like we said, once you reach that, I got independent, I moved, like there's going to be things you don't know. And some things are kind of real life experiences where you need advice and not Googleable.
Yeah.
Like asking my dad to call a tow truck is not a Googleable thing.
For sure.
Like that's like, you have to just ask for help. Like that's like, I can't like Google, like, should I ask my dad for a tow truck? Like that's not like a thing. So I think it's more so knowing in the moment, okay, like I need someone's help with this, and you're not a failure if you have to ask someone something.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But yeah, those are like the big girl things. And I guess if you want to like kind of go on off of number 10, because
send
that's
it.
Our last one.
Number 10 is basically send it.
Yeah, fucking full send. Like I was saying earlier with the whole abroad thing, but now we're talking in the aspect of like moving the fuck out. Like whether that's like you live with a roommate or you're living at home still, whatever it may be, if you need the time to like live on your own to grow, oh my goodness. Oh shit, guys, the stuff I've learned about myself as an individual, the stuff I like, the stuff I don't like, the like big girl things in terms of like, you know, utilities, gas, electrical, like all that, like everything. I've learned so much in 1 year. So if you're just like kind of on the fence with like if you should move out or not, obviously the financial aspect is a big like indicator on if you can or cannot. But if you can financially do it, I say full send, do it and move to Austin, Texas.
Also take the steps when you do live at home. Like, let's say you can't move out right now. Taking the steps to be like, I'm going to buy my own groceries. Like, I'm going to go to the store by myself. Like, I'm going to like budget for my own groceries. Maybe you take over a payment or two. Like, maybe it's your turn to start like paying your car. Yeah. And now you have to be on top of a car payment. Like, little things like that. Obviously, that fucking sucks. Like, it's expensive. Like it sucks. Yeah. But like little things to just, because like they're beneficial, I feel like, in the long run, to feel like, okay, like maybe you have a job and like you have enough money. Like don't because I know I'm so fortunate to live in a household that my parents don't make a lot of money by any means, but they will support me no matter what. Like if I need something, they will give it to me no matter what. And I'm really fortunate for that, but I've tried my best to not like take advantage and lean into it.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
With this is an example, like my car insurance. My dad, he was like, do you want to set it up or I could just take the money out of your account? I'm like, so much easier to take the money out of my account. Like when you get billed every month, take it, because whatever. And like so many times he's like, are you sure? Like, are you okay? Can you pay for it? And like, bro, it'd be so easy to be like, can you cover it? You know? But it's like, no, it's like my responsibility. And I have to like send it and be like, if I want to be moved out on my own, like that is my responsibility. I'm paying for it. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if that's like your situation, like trying to be like, you know what, like do little things like that for yourself, even if you don't maybe have to at the moment, I think it's like beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to do a full episode on like moving out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just feel like I wouldn't know what to say, because it's just like, bro, just go for it. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
like,
facts.
I had to ask, like, I'm at the store, like, Mom, is this expensive? Like, is this expensive for a dresser? I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm like, what's like the average price of a dress? I don't know. And she's like, it's your money. You can buy whatever you want. I'm like, yeah, but is this expensive? Like, I don't, like, what does a dresser cost? Like, little things like that. Like, and it was just like throwing yourself into it.
Yeah. I would do like things I wish I knew when I moved out type thing, because like looking back on my moving out experience, I definitely wish there were things that I wish I knew.
Yeah. Maybe I'll leave that one, because I can't really like,
Let us know if you want to hear.
Yeah, let us know if you want to
episode.
hear that. I'll just have to like think of things because I feel like it was very just like full send it and do it, and it was like, are you sure you're gonna be okay? And I was like, I guess.
Yeah. So.
I guess so. Like my mindset was just like, if I'm not, it's a year lease and I can go home.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that is true.
Worst case scenario, the lease is up and I move back home. That was literally worst case scenario. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. We're just going to do it. And I think just taking that leap to be like, okay, I'm going to do something on my own. Also independence, full sending it, not even moving out. But like, let's say, you know how we're talking about work. Like if there's like something you want to start, which is something we talk about a lot, full sending it. Like we've done so many things like this podcast right now. Like we just started, like we don't know anything about this. Google it, figure it out, send it, start. Like anything that you feel like that you want to do on your own.
I feel like we say this on every podcast.
Yeah, but it's still, maybe this is someone's first time listening.
Yeah.
But just like send anything you want to do on your own. Like if you want to go start taking a class, like if you want to go to a different gym, like if you anything by yourself, do it. Send it.
Yeah. Agreed. Fucking full send.
it.
And
Full
hopefully you can
send.
take, obviously you're not going to jump into everything that we just said and like
A day.
take it, but like take one or two of these things, 3 of them, and run with it. Try to really work on yourself because independence at the end of the day can start at any age. It can start at 15. It can start at 30, whatever it is. It's just important that you do approach that.
Yeah, because life is like better when you know you don't have to rely on anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
You should
So,
only need to rely on yourself.
full fucking send.
Yes. With that, I guess that's the end of the episode. Had a great time. I really like this one.
Yeah, make sure you guys are following the Instagram because we will be doing the merch hopefully sometime this week or next week, and we want to make sure you guys all get your hands on them. Not sure because it's our first time doing the merch on our own and packaging them. We're not sure how it's gonna go in terms of like
bear
sizes
with
that
us.
we ordered because we ordered like what we thought would be good amounts of each size. So make sure you run to check out and get what you need. And yeah.
Yeah. With that, bye guys. Thank you so much
Bye,
for
y'all.
listening, watching, whatever it is. Yeah. Bye.
Peace.